Meeting in the back room, I'm sorry, bring a lot of hit pieces on me tomorrow. I don't give a shit what you think about me. I get asked all the time, there's a big part of this country that hates your guts, and I don't care. I don't care. Because we got a job to do. I wake up every day for the last 4 years pissed off because the Biden administration took the most secure border of my lifetime and unsecured on purpose. Right? I worked for 6 presidents, starting with Ronald Reagan. Every president I ever worked for took steps to secure the border. Even President Obama took steps to secure the border. They clearly understood you can't have national security without border security. They got it. Joe Biden's the first president in history of the nation who came into office.
You have to go find the seat, fire code. You got to be sitting down. You got to go find the seat. No. You can go to the very back or go find the seat. You cannot be in the aisles. You cannot be in the aisles. They're behind the chairs. You can go back there, but you don't have to go around. No. Yes, I am. You have to go around.
For 4 years, we got over 10.5 million illegal aliens at our border. They released nearly 8 million into the country illegally. We had a 600% increase in sex trafficking of women and children. We had a record number of known suspected terrorists and people on the terrorist watch list crossing the border. Under Trump, we had 14 in 4 years. Under Joe Biden, just shy of 400. Think about that for a moment. What Joe Biden did to our border was create the most significant public safety and national security vulnerability in this nation's history. But guess what? We got one badass president now who's going to come in and will take care of this border. Look at the numbers. Last few days, I'm telling every morning I get up, I can't wait to go to work. Because I know that I have a president who's going to open up every avenue of law enforcement to this great nation. In under 4 weeks, we have illegal crossings on the border down 95%. When the president called me, he said, I remember he called me when he brought me, this is the second time I came out of retirement for this man. So he called me, I was the first guy he called, he says, okay, this is how the phone call went. Victor Brown, I see Polish on my cell phone, so I know it was Trump. He says, all right, Don, you've been bitching about it for 4 years, you want to come fix it? And I didn't hesitate. I said, I'll come back and I'll do it for free. I'm so pissed off. And look, in less than a month, illegal crossings down 95%. ICE has arrested over 21,000 people in the nation. Under President Biden, the gotaways, 2.2 million people crossed the border, weren't arrested because the Border Patrol was too busy making sandwiches, changing diapers, making baby formula, making hospital runs, dealing with this humanitarian crisis. 2.2 million people crossed the border and weren't apprehended, weren't fingerprinted. We had about 1,800 a day in 2023. You know how many we had yesterday? 48. But that's 48 too many. I'm not going to be happy if that number is 0. Now we're getting the question, well, you said you're going to concentrate on public safety interests and national security interests, but you're arresting back criminals. Yeah, damn right we do. Because you're in the country illegally, which happens to be a violation of our law. Entering this country illegally is a crime, and we're not going to forgive it. And to sanctuary cities, game on, because Pam Bondi's back in the place. And Cash Patel is back running the FBI. President Trump brought together one hell of a team, and every time we see one of these people get nominated and get it, take their oath for office, I just get that much more excited. I'm afraid I'll have a heart attack when this day. Sanctuary cities are a sanctuary for criminals. I read all these stories this week. Tom Holman insulted AOC. Well, look. Yeah. It's not an insult. It is true. She says, woman has no game. He has nothing on me. Look, you can claim you're educating people according to their constitutional rights. I think she's a long ways away from being a constitutional scholar myself. Bottom line is, we know what the game is. You can claim you're educating people to the rights, but we know what the end game is. Try to tell people how to evade law enforcement. And we're talking about people who enter the country illegally, which is a crime, committed a violent act against a U.S. citizen, were ordered removed by a judge. We got members of Congress saying this is okay to educate them how to evade law enforcement. We're not making this shit up. We're enforcing the laws enacted by Congress. And we're not going to apologize for it. We got great governors out there. Governor Pritzker, you ain't one of them. I've been with Governor DeSantis yesterday. You know what he's done? He's passed one of the strongest state immigration laws in this nation. You know it's a crime in the state of Arizona, in the state of Florida, it is a crime to enter the country illegally. He made his own state law. He has passed a law that he will fire any mayor or sheriff that doesn't help ICE enforce the immigration law. The men and women of the Border Patrol, I love each and every one of you wearing that green uniform. You're the finest 1% of the country. We're tackling interior enforcement. For those who don't think those numbers are enough, I don't either. If you haven't seen, I'm happy with the numbers, but I'm not going to be satisfied until every criminal alien gang member, every criminal alien, every trend that I would is eradicated from this country and send their ass to Gitmo where they belong. Damn, I love my job.
We love you!
We got it. And look, I already said we got the border locked down, crossing down 95%. We've already arrested 21, just above 21,000. And we're going to double the workforce. We're going to add more. We're going to add more targeting. We're going to add more teams. God bless the men and women of ICE. God bless all the DOJ components are with us. U.S. Marshals, DEA, FBI, ATF, all these fine agencies help us. And what's great about it, when we went to Chicago, Mayor of Chicago said I wasn't welcome to Chicago. Guess where the first place I went was? Chicago. Well, having DEA and FBI there at ATF was great. We found illegal alien with a gun. ATF does a criminal charge. We found illegal alien with drugs. We prosecuted that crime. So we're prosecuting these people before we deport them. And that's exactly what we should be doing. Yeah. We're going to make this country safe again. Yeah. The third one, President Trump told me, he said, Homeland secure the border, run the biggest deportation operation this country's ever seen, and find over 300,000 missing children that were sex trafficked or forced labor trafficked in this country. And we're looking for them. And we're going to save children. All these bad stories about Trump, Homeland, you're racist, you're a white nationalist, you're a mean person. Okay, I'll take that. Because you know what Homeland's doing? I'm working for the greatest president of my lifetime, and we're going to save lives. Because with 95% less people coming across the border, how many women ain't being raped? How many Americans ain't dying from fentanyl overdoses? How many no-suspected terrorists aren't dead in the country? How many women and children aren't sex trafficked in this country? And we had a border lockdown. We're saving lives. That's right. criminal cartels in Mexico. At the RNC, I said a speech. I said two things at the speech. If you're in the country illegally, you better start backing down. We're keeping that promise. The other thing I said at the RNC, that President Trump is going to designate the criminal cartels in Mexico as a terrorist organization. He's going to wipe people off the face of the earth. After I said that, of course, I got numerous death threats. I've doubled the size of my security detail because all the cartels want to take over now. Well, I'll tell you what, come get some. You have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. You are now a terrorist organization, so word out to anybody that assists them, anybody that sells your drugs on the street, anybody that assists these cartels in any way, you will help a terrorist organization, and the weight of the world's coming down on you. I read a story last night, the police commissioner of Boston. You said you doubled down on not helping law enforcement in the office of ICE. I'm coming to Boston, I'm bringing hell with me. I looked at the numbers this morning. I stopped counting at 9. Nine child rapists that were in jail in Massachusetts. But rather than honoring an ICE detainer, release them back into the streets. You're not a police commissioner. Take that badge off your chest, put it in the desk drawer, because you became a politician. You forgot what it's like to be a cop. Guess what? The men and women of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, they found those predators and they're locked back up and we're going to deport them from the United States. To the men and women of ICE, the agency I used to run. You know, I was the first ICE director. I actually came up to the ranks. There were 20,000 men and women that worked for me. I never asked them to do anything I didn't do myself. What I've done recently, I brought a bunch of badass old school boys back. I got a guy named Mark Call. Mark Call went to the Border Patrol Academy in 1984. I said, Mark, you ready to come back and make a difference? And he dropped everything he did to come back. I bring a bunch of old school people back to show the young folk how we did it, and how we're going to do it. Like I said, I want to leave you with this. Since I got 45 minutes left, look, if Congressman Jay Paul couldn't come and gavel me to shut up, no one on this building is going to get me off the stage until I'm ready to get off the stage. Now they turn the time red. That's as a warning. Look, here's what I'm going to say, and I hope you agree with me. If you agree with me, will you please stand up and let him know, because he's listening right now. The greatest president of my lifetime is no longer American president. He's no longer American health again. He's no longer American safe again. You got it. President Trump, God bless you. I'm proud to be back, and I love you.
has appeared before you twice. She is, you're close, she is leading the charge with a few other great patriots, sovereigntists, to try to put Europe back on track. Our European friends, many of them are sitting right here, Santiago and others, Eduardo from South America, others know that the first step in getting Europe back on track, was America re-electing Donald Trump. And my beautiful wife has the honor of introducing someone she knows is a real hero to all of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming live from Italy, the Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni.
Above all, the incredible people of SIPA. You know how much I value this gathering. And I couldn't miss this edition, even if only from afar. And today, I address you with the pride of representing as Prime Minister an extraordinary nation, that is Italy. A nation with a deep, unbreakable bond with the United States. And this bond is forged by history and shared principles. And it is embodied by the countless Americans of Italian descent who for generations have contributed to America's prosperity. So to them, allow me to say thank you. Thank you for being exceptional ambassadors for Italian passion, creativity, and genius. To this incredible nation, Italy, I dedicate my full energy. Our government is tirelessly working to restore Italy's rightful place on the international stage. We are reforming, modernizing, and reclaiming our role as a global leader. We aim to build an Italy that once again amazes the world. Let me tell you, we're proving it. The mainstream propaganda machine predicted that a conservative government would have isolated Italy, deleting it from the map of the world, driving away investors, and suppressing fundamental freedoms. They were wrong. Their storytelling was fake. The reality is that Italy is thriving. Employment is at a record high, our economy is growing, our fiscal policy is back on track, and the flow of illegal migration has decreased by 60% in the last year. In every aspect of Italians' lives. Why? Because we conservatives do what we say. We do what is right. We fight for what we believe in. And moreover, we trust people, not fear them. Unlike the globalist elites, who believe the government should educate the people, forcing them to accept policies they never asked for. We believe in democracy. We serve the people, we do not rule over them. CIPAC understood this fight, and again I want to thank you for that. You have never given up. Even in the toughest moment, you have fought for a new victory. You have built a global network that has given a voice to millions who were silenced. so that conservatives everywhere would know they are not alone. And we are not alone, right? CPAC understood before many others that the political and cultural battle for conservative values is not just an American battle. It is a Western battle. Because, my friends, I still believe in the West. Not just as a geographical space, but as a civilization. A civilization born from the fusion of Greek philosophy, Roman law, and Christian values.
Yes.
A civilization built and defended over centuries through the genius, energy, and sacrifices of many. When we say West, we define a way of understanding the world where the individual is central, life is sacred, all men are born equal and free, the law applies equally to all, sovereignty belongs to people, and freedom comes before everything else. And we will never apologize for it. My question for you is, can this civilization still defend the principles and values that define it? Can it still be proud of itself and aware of its role? I think so. So we must say loudly and clearly to those attacking the West from the outside and those sabotaging it from within with vitals of cancel culture and woke ideology, we must say to them that we will never be ashamed of who we are. We affirm our identity and work to strengthen it, because without a deep-rooted identity, we cannot be great again. Radical left wants to erase our history, undermine our identity, divide us by nationality, by gender, by ideology, but we will not be divided, because we are strong and we can react together. And if the West cannot exist without America, or rather the Americas, thinking of the many patriots fighting for freedom in Central and South America, then it also cannot exist without Europe. Our adversaries hope that President Trump will move away from us. But knowing him as a strong and effective leader, I bet that those who hope for divisions will be proven wrong.
Yes.
I know some of you see Europe as distant or even lost. I tell you, it is not. Yes, mistakes have been made, priorities have been misplaced, especially due to ruling classes and mainstream media that imported and replicated in the old continent the most reckless theories of American liberal leftism. These are the same elites who were recently outraged by J.D. Vance's speech in Munich, in which the Vice President rightly stated that before discussing security, we must know what we are defending. He wasn't talking about tariffs or trade balances, on which we will each defend our interests while preserving our friendship. We don't need to say how interconnected our economies are and how the unpredictable results of a trade clash would play into the hands of other great powers. Vice President Vance was discussing something deeper: identity, democracy, freedom of speech. In short, Europe's historic role and mission. Many pretended to be outraged, calling for European pride against an American waiting to lecture us. But let me tell you, as someone who is proud to be European, first, if those who were outraged had shown the same pride, when Europe lost its strategic autonomy, tied its economy to autocratic regimes, or when European borders and our way of life were threatened by mass illegal migration, now we will live in a stronger Europe. These ideas are not are not new for many of us. Great European leaders have been saying this for a long time. I've said them many times before, even from the CPAC stage, urging Europe to rediscover its true and deepest soul, which has been sacrificed on the altar of wokeness, bureaucracy, and mercantilism. These are common sense ideas, now shared by a majority of European citizens, as election results have shown. So Europe is far from lost, and it will never be lost as long as conservatives remain in the fight. There is a growing awareness in Europe that security is now the top priority. You cannot defend your freedom if you lack the means or the courage to do so. Throughout history, Europeans and Americans have shown they are hearers to meaningless words. Happiness depends on freedom, and freedom depends on courage. We proved this when we stopped invasions, won our independences, and overthrew dictators. And we have done it together the last 3 years in Ukraine, where a proud people fight for their freedom against brutal aggression. And we must continue today, working together for a just and lasting peace, a peace that can only be built with the contribution of all, but above all, with strong leaderships. And I know that with Donald Trump leading the United States, we will never again see the disaster we saw in Afghanistan 4 years ago. Food security, defense and national security. For a simple reason, if you are not secure, you are not free.
That's right.
And when freedom is at risk, the only thing that you can do is to put it in the wiser hands. That is why conservatives keep on growing and are becoming more and more influential in European politics. And that is why the left is nervous. And with Trump's victory, their irritation has turned into hysteria. Not because conservatives are winning, but because conservatives are now collaborating globally.
Yes, that's right.
When Bill Clinton created the global leftist liberal network in the 90s, they were called statesmen. Today, when Trump, Meloni, Milei, or maybe Modi talk, they are called a threat to democracy. This is the last double standard.
Yes.
But we're used to it. We are used to it. And the good news is people no longer believe in their lies. Citizens keep voting for us. Because simply, people are not naive as the left considers them. They vote for us because we defend freedom. We love our nations. We want secure borders. We preserve businesses and citizens from the green leftist insanity.
Yeah.
We defend family and life. We fight against wokeism. We protect our sacred right to our faith and our free speech. And we stand for common sense. Our struggle is hard. But the choice is simple. Will we surrender to decline? Or will we fight to reverse it? Will we let our civilization fade? Or will we stand up and defend it? Will we leave our children a weaker world or a stronger one? Will we want the new generations to be ashamed of their roots? Or will we will recover awareness and pride of who we are and teach it to them.
Yes.
I made my choice long ago, and I fight every day to honor it. And I know that I'm not alone in this battle, that you are all standing with me, that we are all standing together, and really, this makes all the difference. Thank you all, thank you all.
I've seen firsthand how insiders in Washington have forgotten to fight for average small businesses like ours on Main Street.